Imagine a country so small you could walk across it in less than 20 minutes, Vatican City. Nestled entirely within the city of Rome, this unique enclave is not just the world's tiniest nation, but also one of its most fascinating. Every corner of Vatican City is steeped in centuries of history, faith, and tradition, making it unlike any other place on Earth. With a population smaller than most schools and an area that could fit inside London's Hyde Park, it's the world's tiniest independent state. Fewer than 1,000 people call it home, and yet, its significance far outweighs its size. Here, every street and building tells a story, and every day, visitors from around the globe come to witness its wonders. Yet, from this enclave in Rome, a profound influence radiates, touching over 1 billion people worldwide. The Vatican is the spiritual heart of the Catholic Church, drawing pilgrims, leaders, and tourists alike. Its reach extends far beyond its walls, shaping beliefs and inspiring hope across continents. Its medieval walls enclose a treasure trove of art, history, and spiritual authority, home to St. Peter's Basilica, the Sistine Chapel, and the Vatican Museums. Masterpieces by Michelangelo and Raphael reside here, alongside relics and documents that have shaped world history. The Vatican's cultural legacy is as immense as its spiritual one. But Vatican City is more than a tourist destination. It's a sovereign state with its own government and laws, born from the 1929 Lateran Treaty. The iconic Swiss Guard protects its leader, and its administration manages everything from postal services to its own currency and media. The Pope, as its sovereign, is not just a head of state, he's the spiritual leader of 1.3 billion Catholics. His guidance shapes the faith and values of millions, and his presence here makes Vatican City a center of global attention and reverence. His words echo in the halls of power across the globe, making Vatican City a tiny dot with an outsized global impact. From humanitarian efforts to diplomatic relations, the Vatican's voice is heard in international affairs, often advocating for peace and justice. This is the world's smallest state, yet its shadow stretches across continents, reminding us that true influence isn't measured by size, but by the power to inspire, unite, and lead. To truly understand the Vatican, it's essential to distinguish between two closely linked but separate entities: the Vatican City State, the physical sovereign country nestled within Rome, and the Holy See, which serves as the spiritual and diplomatic heart of the Catholic Church, guiding over 1 billion Catholics worldwide. The Vatican City State is made up of the land, the iconic buildings, and the administrative structures that keep the city running day to day, while the Holy See is the ancient institution that governs the global church, oversees doctrine, and conducts international diplomacy on behalf of Catholics everywhere. The Pope stands at the head of both, acting as the absolute monarch of the city-state, and as the supreme pontiff of the Holy See, guiding the faith and moral direction of the Church. This unique dual role fuses territory and faith, making the Vatican unlike any other nation on earth, a place where spiritual authority and political sovereignty are inseparable. The Lateran Treaty of 1929 formalized this arrangement, guaranteeing the Pope's independence from secular governments and establishing the Vatican's current status. Embassies from around the world are accredited to the Holy See, not to the city-state itself, a subtle but crucial distinction that highlights the Vatican's global influence. Ultimately, the Vatican's true power lies not in its tiny territory, but in its immense spiritual and diplomatic reach, shaping events and lives far beyond its walls. Vatican City's population is as unusual as the state itself, about 800 residents, with no birthright citizenship. This tiny enclave nestled within the heart of Rome is the world's smallest independent nation both in area and population, making its community truly unique. No one is born a Vatican citizen, there's not even a hospital within its walls. If a child is born to a resident, it happens outside Vatican territory, usually in Rome, reinforcing the idea that citizenship here is never a matter of birth. Citizenship is granted for service, primarily to clergy, Swiss guards, and officials, and only for as long as they serve. This means that every citizen is here for a purpose, contributing to the spiritual and administrative life of the Holy See. Families may receive citizenship, but it's temporary and conditional. Spouses and children of those serving the Vatican can live within its walls, but their status is always linked to the service of their family member. When service ends, so does citizenship. Italian law prevents statelessness by granting Italian citizenship, if needed. This ensures that no one is left without a country when their time in Vatican City comes to a close. The community is small, close-knit, and ever-changing, composed mostly of clergy and Swiss guards. Friendships form quickly, but the population is always in flux as people arrive for service and depart when their duties end. During the day, thousands of lay employees commute in, swelling the population, then leave at night. The city's daytime energy contrasts with its quiet evenings, when only residents remain behind the walls. Vatican City is a nation of residents united by purpose, not by birth. Each person here is part of a living tradition, serving a role that supports the Church's global mission. Its citizenry is a living reflection of its mission, service to the Church. In this remarkable place, identity is defined not by ancestry, but by dedication and duty. With no industry or taxes, Vatican City's economy is a marvel of adaptation and resilience. Its main income comes from global donations, most notably Peter's Pence, which supports the Pope's work and charity efforts worldwide. Tourism is vital. Millions visit the Vatican museums and Sistine Chapel each year, generating significant revenue for the city-state. The Vatican mints its own coins, issues collectible stamps, and sells publications and souvenirs to visitors and collectors. It manages investments and real estate through the Vatican Bank and APSA, providing crucial financial stability. This blend of donations, tourism, and investments sustains the state and its global mission every single year. The Vatican's economic model is as unique as its borders, small in size, yet vast in reach and influence. Its financial independence underpins and strengthens its spiritual authority. Life inside Vatican City is quiet, orderly, and purposeful. A village within ancient walls. Residents' days revolve around work and prayer, with church bells marking the rhythm. The city is self-sufficient, with its own supermarket, pharmacy, and even a train station. Exclusively for residents and employees. The Vatican Gardens offer rare tranquility, nearly half the territory reserved for reflection and peace. Security is ever present. The Swiss Guard and Vatican Gendarmerie ensure safety and order. The population is dense, but the atmosphere is peaceful and structured. Daily life is shaped by service, faith, and the unique privileges of living in the world's smallest state. Within these walls, tradition and modernity coexist in remarkable harmony. Vatican City is an absolute monarchy. The Pope holds ultimate power, but delegates daily governance to a commission of cardinals. Its laws blend canon law, pontifical decrees, and, when needed, Italian law, creating a hybrid legal system. Italian is the language of administration, but Latin remains the official language of the Holy See and Church documents. The Swiss Guard uses German. The diplomatic corps works in French, Italian, and English. Vatican media broadcasts in dozens of languages, reflecting its global mission. This multilingual, multicultural environment mirrors the Church's universality. The legal and linguistic complexity is a testament to the Vatican's unique role as both a state and a spiritual center. In this tiny territory, the world converges through law, language, and faith. Vatican City is a paradox, tiny in size, immense in influence. Its power comes not from armies or wealth, but from history and the faith of over 1 billion people. The Pope's dual role as head of state and spiritual leader gives the Vatican a unique global voice. Life here is organized around service, faith, and the mission of the Holy See. Every aspect of the state supports its spiritual purpose, making it less a nation and more a headquarters for a worldwide church. The Vatican is a relic and a modern force, an absolute monarchy that shapes global conversations. Its presence proves that belief in history can make even the smallest state a giant on the world stage.